Hello, BookTube. I'm here to do a book tag. It's been a while that I've done one, and this one I was tagged in close to 2 months ago by Michael K. Vaughan, and it's the relationships book tag. I've got the questions here on my phone, and there are 7 questions, and the eighth is the tag. But this is getting old, and I've seen almost everybody do this tag, so yeah, I won't be tagging anybody for this. First question is, what book or books have you had the longest? Now, I've had many books that have come and gone through my hands, and I still have some stuff that I've had for a long time. I sort of have it. It's in a friend's basement in Canada. But I did bring 2 of them here, and I still have them. Probably the oldest one that I've had the longest was sometime in the early 80s. It's a biography of David Livingstone by Tim Gilles. I just can't put my hands on it at the moment. But it's one that I bought at a used bookshop sometime in the early 80s in Canada. And I've actually got it signed. I saw him here at the Oxford Literary Book Festival, and or just the Oxford Literary Festival. I think it's Oxford Literary Festival. A number of years ago, and you could see another of his books right there, sort of. It's a biography of Stanley, which I got signed as well. And that was a thrill because it's a book that I've read over and over again. And the other one I do have here, and it is a silent film book. Uh, uh, it's the Parade's Gone by Kevin Bronlau. It's based on his interviews with all and sundry of silent film, Hollywood, American silent film. And I was lucky enough to get this signed by him in Bristol on November 5th, 2006. And it was at a screening of Prix de Beauté, Louise Brooks' film. So I got that signed by him, and that's really great. So these are sort of cherished possessions of mine. Now, number 2, what authors have you had a close relationship that you are still reading today? There are a number of them, I guess. P.G. Wodehouse is one of them. Clifford Simak is probably the oldest out of all of them. I'm still reading Clifford D. Simak, science fiction writer. Surprise, surprise. Balzac, Honor to Balzac. Victor Hugo. Well, I suppose I could say Kevin Bronlau. I still read Kevin Bronlau. Anything that he does, I'm interested in. Um, I guess yeah, that should do pretty well for most. Well, another one that I'm going to be rereading this coming year is C.P. Snow, and I still reread him every so often. So and I've got along. That would go back to sort of late 80s, I would suppose. And number 3, what new author did you start a relationship with recently? There is no new author, like anything new, but new to me, but it's still going back about over 10 years, almost 15 years. Well, actually, no, 17 years, actually. Yeah, 17 years. So that's not very new, but that's all I can think of. I can't think of anybody else that I've started that I've really liked and continued. Unless I'm blanking on it, but I can't think of anybody. But the one that I am thinking of, but that's 17 years old pretty well, or 16 and a half, is George Orwell. Is somebody that I had read when I was in high school, but put him aside and never wanted to read him again. But I have I have rediscovered him in about 2000, probably 2006. I rediscovered him, and I definitely sort of is somebody who I like now that I've got his complete works in 21 volumes. Number 4, name a book or books that you would say influenced your formative years. I don't know about influence. That's the thing. I can't think of any book that really, really influenced me. I think there was books that reinforced what I sort of thought and believed, or that about all I can think of. And one of them is coming up for the next question, or not the next, but 2 questions ahead. So yeah, I can't think of anything that actually influenced me. I really can't. Think of anything that influenced. Well, no, I guess that's not right. Okay, no, I can think of something that influenced me. Yes, sorry. I suppose it was Michael Wood's In Search of the Trojan War. When I read the book, well, I seen the series. When I read the book, that was what made me want to finally decide to make me want to pursue archaeology. Was Michael Wood's In Search of the Trojan War. So I guess that's an influence. Yeah. So that would be the influence. Okay. Now we can move on. Number 5. Name a 2-character relationship in a book that is central to the narrative of the book. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. Like there's Holmes and Watson, but I suppose the one that I would choose would be Jeeves and Wooster, Bertie Jeeves and Bertie. No, did I say Bertie Jeeves? Bertie Wooster and Reginald Jeeves. Done by P.G. Wodehouse. It's a number of novels as well as a whole slew of short stories. And it's Bertie Wooster is a ne'er-do-well, has a heart of gold in many ways, but is just as thick as a brick. And Jeeves is his manservant and smart as a tack, as sharp as a tack. And they're central all the time because Wooster is doing something and Jeeves usually has to bail him out, by some elaborate, scheme that, the plot folds in on itself and just, and helps other people in there. But one wouldn't work without the other. Number 6, name a book that has a great depiction of family. That was kind of hard because there's quite a few, but I would say Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. The family in there is central to the story, the core family, and how they support each other and get through tough times during the Depression and their travel from Oklahoma to California. So yeah, so that would be definitely the one with the great depiction of family. Number 7, name a book that features a love or obsession with a different art form as part of its story. Now this was a difficult one too. I can't think of anything I'm sure there is, and there's ones that I've read, but I'm blanking on everything for that. And the only thing that I came up with was Brideshead Revisited. Charles Ryder's father is just more interested in his books than anything else, than he is with his son or anybody else. He's just interested in his books and collection, basically. So I know that's a weak answer, but I can't think of anything else. And as I say, number 8 is to tag someone else, but I can't think of anybody else that hasn't done this tag already. So yeah, so that's the relationships book tag, and I'll see you next time, book two. Thank you.